Certification Center commits to a higher standard. HR Certification Center commits to a higher standard. HR Certification Center commits to a higher standard. HR Certification Center commits to a higher standard.
Why do 93% of the world's leading multinational companies prefer certified professionals? Because they tend to be committed to higher standards and ethics and maintain an informed intercultural competency. Whether you're seeking to build a career or to upgrade your HR professional career, you need to get trained and certified at the HR Certification Center today. Our experience in training and certifying HR professionals is unparalleled. We're trusted to offer a comprehensive portfolio of advanced professional credentials for the HR professionals worldwide, and today, more than 500,000 HR professionals worldwide in 125 plus countries proudly maintain our credentials as a mark of higher professional distinction. HR Certification Center. Call or WhatsApp today on 0244 122 855.
HR Certification Center commits to a higher standard. HR Certification Center commits to a higher standard.
Hello and good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you are listening to us from. It's nice to have each and every one of you here on this call today, and welcome to an exciting session where today myself and another colleague of mine are here to give you a step by step guide on how to become a professional HR practitioner. So today, let's hear from you. Let's know where you are joining us from. Use the comment section. Let us know whether you are joining us from Accra, Kumasi, wherever you're joining us from. Let's hear from you. All right, I can see a few people in the comment section. I can see Abna from Kaswa. Abna, nice to have you on the call. Let's hear from you wherever you are joining us from. But before we go into the main thing for today, I want to welcome you once again. A lot of questions have been flooding us in our DMs, and people are trying to find out whether you can become a certified HR without a degree, whether you need a master's to become a certified HR. There's so many questions that today we are willing to grant you all the answers to. So I would like you to stay with us. Caroline from Accra, it's nice to hear from you. I'd like you guys to stay with us to the end of today's session, and we are going to do our best to answer each and every question that you have. So today we have on the call Tehoda, and she's the executive director of the HR Certification Center. Now, the HR Certification Center is a training center that seeks to develop HR practitioners and professionals and position them to become more impactful in their industry. But I wouldn't want to give too much information because Pelpi Tehoda is on the call and she is going to give us all the details and information we need to know about HR Certification Center. I can see John Owusu, I can see Millicent, I can even see people from Suhum. It's very nice to connect with all of you. So, Pearl, if you are on the call, it's nice to have you. Good evening to you.
Right, Silas, good evening, and good evening to our audience, depending on where you're joining from. Is it a good evening, a good afternoon, or a good morning? We are glad to have all of you on today's call. And like we would always do it, in a matter of minutes, let's say 57 minutes exactly, we will be done with sharing with you very relevant information on your choice of professional HR certification or how you can optimize your current career to position yourself to deliver value to all your stakeholders. And so this evening or this afternoon, this morning, that is our simple mission here. I can see people joining us from Suhum. And Silas, is there anybody joining us from the Volta region? I'm rooting for the Volta region this evening.
I can see Mildred from Tema. There are a few people from Kumasi as well.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so we'll be having a very, frank conversation. We'll be having, very deep conversation on today's call, especially for those of us who are already practicing HR. I mean, we've heard stories, we've heard, both the good and the bad. And so today we would be asking ourselves, why are we having the negative stories? Is it so with every other profession, or it is peculiar to, just the HR profession? And then let me also take this opportunity to wish all of us, even though it's past, but this is our time connecting with you live. So let me wish all of you a happy International HR Day. HR is a very noble profession, a very noble one. I mean, we care for people, we care for business, and we are driving the business, whether we like it or yes, whether they like it or yes. I would always say that HRs, if you are well positioned strategically, you should see yourself as a business driver. You're driving change, you're driving performance, you're driving growth, you're driving revenue, because everything that will happen in the organization will happen because of people. Even if we have to feed information into a machine into an AI tool or anything, it will still take people. So people are the real asset behind every successful organization. So that's the conversation we'll be having today. And then we would also tell you how you can leverage the offerings at the HR Certification Center to, like I said, optimize your HR career to become a certified HR. So when you become a certified HR, it's not just about the credentials, but it's also about arming yourself with skills, with tools, and with the relevant information to be able to deliver on product promises. So once again, you're welcome. Like Silas mentioned, my name is P. Tehoda, and I'm the Executive Director for the HR Certification Center. Silas, am I controlling my slides or you're doing that for me?
You'll be doing that yourself.
Okay,
But
so kindly.
before you start sharing your slide, can you tell us a bit about HR Certification Center and why it is so important for us to be having this particular session?
Right, Silas. So the HR Certification Center, we've been in existence for 10 years. And what we
Okay.
seek to do is to ensure that HR practitioners, business executives, and people managers, go through training, professional training to become a certified HR. And for the past 10 years, that is what we have been doing. Our mandate is to focus on the African sub-region. And, for 10 years, we've had 9 other countries other than Ghana join our international HR certification. For the past 10 years, we have tutored, let me say, over 4,500 individuals. We have also worked with some companies, and all we do is to provide tuition for people to become certified HR practitioners. I'm sure that we've all heard about either a certified, banker, a chartered marketer, a certified project practitioner. We've heard about what other professions are there? Certified logistics. There's also now surveyors and all of that. All right. And so HR certification is just like the other certifications. All right. So it's focused on HR practitioners or people who want to transition into HR, and also people who are in charge of other people's work. And I call them people managers. So you may not necessarily be in HR, but say you are in admin, you are in marketing, and you are managing the work outlook of other people, and you want to gain knowledge in how to manage people, how to manage workflow, how to manage issues of leave. When they request for leave, what do you do? And when they come to you as their manager to request for some sort of benefit or salary increment, how do you go about these things? So as much as it is international HR certification, we've also had people come through the program just so to gain the knowledge. All right, Silas. So we've had somebody who was a finance manager come through the program just to gain knowledge. We've had the accountant from Toyota Ghana come through the program. But for him, I mean, his dream was to transition into HR. So he came, went through the training, got certified, and eventually when the opportunity came for the HR manager role, he applied and he got it. So these are the faces that we have seen, or these are the things we've encountered in the 10 years of our practice. So if you're on the call today, you're just at the entry level of your career, I would always say that there is a certification for you. If you're at the mid-level of your career, there is also a certification for you. And for our seniors who are at the top and you're battling with issues of policy, issues with dealing with the board, issues with building strategies that would grow your businesses, there is also a certification for you. So Silas, briefly, that's about the HR Certification Center. We are always here. We are always here to, assist you and to help you along the journey. Anytime you pause to make that decision, we are just a phone call away. You can always reach out to us, and then we will be glad to assist, right?
That's very
Okay, I want
Thank you
to
very
see
much.
if my slides are showing.
Okay.
Is it showing correctly?
Yes, we can see it very
Okay.
clearly.
Okay, all right. So like I mentioned, HR Certification Center, we are the approved provider for the certification body. And if we're talking about the certification body, we are referring to the one who gives us the mandate to run the programs. And so what we do is to provide tuition, and then at the end of your tuition, you prep and then you sit for the international exam. And so the certification provider is the Human Resource Certification Institute. The Human Resource Certification Institute, and headquartered in Virginia, USA. They are the certification provider, and so they gives us the mandate to run this program. And so if you see on your screen the approved provider for the year 2025, it's renewed every year. It's not automatic. It's not, a walk in the park. You have to work hard so that you maintain your approved provider status every year. And so for the year 2025, we have been approved again to run this program and also to provide recertification. We will talk about recertification at the appropriate time. Please pardon me to share my screen again. I'm not too certain if the right thing is being done. No. Okay. Silas, please let me know if my screen is showing so I know if I'm live. Okay, beautiful. All right, okay, good. Right, so for those of us on the call this afternoon or this evening, I'm pretty sure that we have, first degree holders, second degree holders, and you're asking yourself or possibly thinking, what is in this for me? I have a first degree, I've been practicing HR for a while. I have a second degree and I've been practicing HR. But what is in this for me if I become a certified HR? Just like any other professional certification, right? There are, loads of benefits or loads of values that you would get when you get certified. So just as we have it in the HR certification, there are some values that you get as well. And so the first of all, as we would always say, is that when you go through the rigor of learning for the international HR certification, you build for yourself some mastery and demonstration over the professional ethics and standard of the HR practice. So for every professional certification, there is some sort of standard that you must commit to. You cannot just be a certified HR and practice HR anyhow. We would say at your whims and caprices, right? So you cannot just do it anyhow. There is code of conduct set forth by the certification body that you must abide by as a certified HR. So for every professional certification, you belong to a body, and the body sort of regulates how you do it. And you see, there is the beauty in it is that you tend to do things appropriately, or you tend to do things correctly. You don't just do it anyhow. So let's say, for example, you are in the medical field, right? And you know that there is some sort of standard that you must abide by. You cannot just do it anyhow. You cannot just practice your medicine anyhow. You are careful what you do so you do not conflict yourself, or you do not, find yourself at the wrong side of the body you belong to, or at the wrong side of the law. So in the international HR certification, we would make available the document that guides your profession for you. So the second value you would get when you go through the professional HR certification is that you build technical expertise to respond to key issues. Now, here at the HR Certification Center, we will tell you that the HR practice is heavily legally regulated, all right? Heavily legally regulated. And we do so with the labor laws and other supporting legislations. And so we also take you through the labor laws of Ghana and then the other laws or regulations that guide the HR practice. And so you cannot just do HR anyhow. And once you go through the 6 months of studies, you also will understand that the way you do HR currently is not or may not necessarily be the way HR should be done, and so we would have to help you to unlearn, to relearn, and also to upskill your knowledge, right? So we give you that technical expertise and we help you to position yourself strategically so you can respond to issues of, employment, issues of, the unions, issues of strike, and when you meet the board, how you should strategically position yourself to deliver that value. That is what we build for you when you go through 6 months of study with the HR Certification Center. Now, the third value you would get from going through the professional certification is that you build for yourself cross-cultural competence. And by cross-cultural competence, we are talking about you not just being locally positioned, but you are also internationally minded. All right, you're internationally minded to deliver on the core mandate of your business. And especially for organizations that do not only operate in Ghana, but you also operate in other regions. And you have, your customers, you have stakeholders all across the globe. You are well positioned to, respond to such issues. So that is the competence we build for you. And so, like we would always say, this is the international HR certification run right here in Ghana. And so we take both contests into perspective when we are teaching. And so we are careful that we teach you, to practice here in Ghana, but also to respond to international assignment. And so when you have a business running in Ghana and you have, some employees coming from other regions, you are not just going to, regulate them, or you're not just going to lead them with the labor laws of Ghana, but you must also understand the laws of employment from wherever they are coming from. And so that's the beauty of the international HR certification, all right? Then lastly, as a part of the body that regulates HR practice in Ghana, it is now a key requirement, especially for practitioners who want to practice HR at a higher level. So one of the requirements from the regulator in Ghana is that you cannot become a director of an organization, say for example, an HR director of an organization, when you do not have any professional certification. So you're either having the one we run, which is from the Human Resource Certification Institute, the international one. And the value, let me say, the upper hand you get is the fact that, you are locally regulated, but you also have the international perspective when you take the certification coming from the Human Resource Certification Institute, run by the HR Certification Center. So these values and more is what you get when you go through professional certification. And the last time I was having an orientation with some previous cohorts, one of the students said, it's a matter of humor, but he said that, of course, once you have professional certification, your earnings will double, because now you're not going to be paid just like any other person, but you would also be paid as a certified professional. Sometimes when you are recruiting for a role, and somebody comes and say, I have a degree, I have a first degree, I have a second degree, and I also have, a professional certification. And so when it gets to the bargaining, they bargain differently because they have an added value that those without the professional certifications do not have. And so, we have done our own surveys, and we've come to realize that employers tend to prefer certified candidates over non-certified candidates, especially in the recruitment process. You may have just a first degree or a second degree and still get a job. But when the job is open and there is a candidate with a professional certification, definitely the person will have that added advantage. I would always call it the added advantage that sets you apart or that makes you stand out from the rest of the candidates or from the rest of the workers, right? So now let's look at the different certifications we run here at the HR Certification Center. We have 3 standalone certifications. Standalone simply means that you can go through the Associate Professional in Human Resources, which is the APHRI, and still practice. You are practicing at the entry level, and once you have the Associate Professional, you are recognized and you can practice anywhere. Then we also have the Professional in Human Resources, which is the PHRI, also a standalone. Then we have the Senior Professional in Human Resources, which is the SPHRI. Now, these certifications are standalone because we do not run our certification like the other bodies where you have to do level 1 before you move to level 2, before you move to level 3, and all of that. Depending on your current qualification in terms of education and work experience, we determine which of these 3 certifications you would go for. You can be an associate certified professional and still practice as a chartered HR. You can have the senior professional and still practice as a chartered professional. You don't have to go through APHR before you get to PHR, before you get to the senior professional, but they are all standalone. Depending on your current qualification, you can go through any of these 3. Right now, let's look at the associate professional, which is at the entry level of your career. So simply, the requirement for the associate professional is no degree, no work experience. So for our candidates who are currently in the university, or for those of us on the call currently in the university, but we want to finish our first degree and enter the job market with some level of swag, with some level of, higher knowledge or qualified knowledge, you want to go through the associate professional. So before you are even getting into the job market, you are a certified HR. So you would go for the associate professional level. You don't need any work experience. Once you're currently studying for your degree or you have an HND and you do not have any work experience, you can currently go through the associate professional level. Now, the associate professional level is going to take you through 6 different modules, right? 6 different modules. And these modules are run within 4-month period. 6 different modules within 4-month period. And the first module you would go through as an associate professional is HR operations. In HR operations, we are looking at basic HR practices, administrative HR work. Then the second module is recruitment and selection, where we talk about who do we need in our organization? Do we have a current need for somebody? How do we get the person into the organization? And how do we position the person to work as required? So that is the recruitment and selection. Then in module number 3, we will talk about compensation and benefits, where we are talking about the mandated benefits, the non-mandated benefits. We're also talking about, what the person will go away with what level is the person, what is the person's salary, and if there has to be an increment, how is the increment done? When we have somebody who is not a Ghanaian and the person is employed into our organization, how do we pay the person? Do we just think that the person is going to go with, our current Ghanaian salary range, or we have to benchmark the person's salary from where the person is coming from? So we are looking at holistic compensation and benefit. And benefit, we're looking at mandated and non-mandated benefit. Then module number 3, we'll look at human resource development and retention. In this module, we're going to talk about training your people for the current role, developing them for future roles. In HR, if you are new to HR, you must learn that training is not the same as development. Sometimes people mix them up, but you're training for the current role or you're developing the person for future assignment. And in this module 4, we're also going to look at issues of work performance, how the person is appraised. Is there a need to train the person? Is there a need for the person to go through coaching, mentorship, and all of that? All right. Then in module number 5, we are looking at employee relations, health, and safety. And so how do we manage our people? Issues of union will be discussed there. If you are not in a unionized environment, how do you manage your people? When somebody comes and say, I need this as an employee to function, how do you relate with the person? Issues of health, we are talking about not just physical health, but all the other aspects of the employee's health. Now, mental health is big on the block, and so we will be discussing all of that. Issues of safety, how safe are your employees when they come to work? Even whilst at home, what are they doing that will likely impact their health and safety in the organization? So we look at all of those issues of after work, issues of, the gig economy, how you handle that. And then we would also discuss issues of integrity in there. When people are coming to the organization, what issues are confidential? You need to be able to train them on that. And then in module number 6, which is a special module because we are practicing HR in Ghana, we will go through the labor laws of Ghana. If you are not practicing HR in Ghana, but you're going through our certification, what we do is that we exempt you from module number 6, which is labor laws of Ghana, but you would have to do your module 6 from wherever your practice will be. So if you're going to be practicing from Nigeria, you would have to go through the employment law of Nigeria as your module 6 and submit proof of your training to us because it's a requirement by the certification body, right? If you're doing this program from the US, which is just the APHR without the I, you will be going through the US employment law. But right here in Ghana, you are required to go through the labor laws of Ghana. And wherever you find yourself, that is the employment law you would study. All right. So our tuition platform or our tuition schedule for the associate professional in human resource is strictly online. For the associate professional level, you are strictly studying online, and lectures will be on Sundays, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. with a break in between. You have about 2 breaks in between for the online learning. And what tuition fee do you need to go through the associate professional is 1,050 cedis per month. 1,050 cedis per month for 4 months. That's all you need to go through the tuition. And then when you are set to write your international exam, you will pay an exam fee of $400. That is only paid after you are done with your tuition and you are ready to write the examination. All right. Then we move to the second certification, which is the Professional in Human Resources International. That is the mid-level. So for those of us with 2 years of work experience and a bachelor's degree, all you need is apply and you would qualify for the professional in human resources international. Your focus as an HR person is more operational and tactical. More operational and tactical. So 2 years of work experience and a bachelor's degree, you qualify to go through the professional in human resources. In this certification, you would go through 6 modules. 6 modules for 6 months. 6 modules for 6 months. All right. And so your first module is business management. I'm sure you are wondering why HR would have business management as module 1. One of the things we've been accused of as HR practitioners is the fact that we do not understand business. We do not speak the language of business. We don't know where the business is going. All we care about is people, people, people. Of course, I said from the beginning that people are the greatest asset of every organization, and HR managers, HR officers, people managers are in charge of this great asset. And so one of the things we do in that particular module is to open you up to appreciate the core environment of business. And so we are talking about you understanding why your business is in existence, your mission, your vision, your core values, and your corporate strategy. In this module, that is what we will do. We'll open you up to understand how your business makes money, how you get customers, how you can deal with competition and all of that. That is the first module we will take you through. Then in module number 2, we will now come home to proper HR. We talk about workforce planning and talent acquisition. Let me make this small clarification before we move on. In the associate professional certification, their module number 2 is recruitment and selection. In the professional certification, which is the mid-level, your module number 2 is workforce planning. They are similar, but in the professional level, we go a step further. We go a notch higher than what the associate professional candidate will learn. Because in workforce planning, we are not just waiting for the vacancy to occur before we put out an advert. Right from beginning of a business year, we are looking at what quantum of people do we need for the year 2025 or the year 2026? Do we have them already? If yes, do they have the required skill and competency for where the business is going? If they do not have it, what sort of training? How do we get the skills gap so we can train them? That is workforce planning, all right? So you notice that in your business, you have permanent employees and you have casuals as well. So there are some roles that do not need permanent employees. You may want to study that job role and then determine whether this should be on casual basis or you need to employ people on project basis. This is what we do in workforce planning, not just recruitment and selection. Then talent acquisition, we are looking at how do you get your people? Do you develop them right from in-house? Do you go and poach? That is the word we've been using. Do you go and buy? So when you are developing them from in-house, it's called building the talent. If you are poaching, that's the Ghanaian word we've been using. If you're poaching from elsewhere, it's called buying. Are you buying the talent? The talent is ready-made somewhere that you have to go and buy into your organization. So we'll look at all of those discussions. Then in module number 3, we are looking at employee development and engagement. How do you develop your people? How do you train them? Now we focus more on engagement, not just having the people here. What engagement drivers, what engagement strategies would your business put in place to ensure that people are properly engaged? And then discussions of the different generations we have in our workspace will come in. If you're dealing with a Gen Z, how do you engage that person? If you're dealing with a Gen Y, how do you engage that person? So we'll look at different engagement strategies for the businesses. Then we move to module number 4, which is total rewards. Total rewards is looking at holistic compensation. Holistic, not just take-home salary, not just, pensions, benefits. Not, we are looking at holistic. What we do to the person, in totality, to be sure that the person is well paid. Then in module number 5, we'll look at employee relations and risk management. I spoke about that earlier. Then module number 6 is a special one. Like I said, we are looking at the labor laws of Ghana, right? So what do you need? I mentioned just 2 years of work experience and a bachelor's degree. Your degree can be in any field. Your work experience doesn't necessarily have to be in HR. You are not currently in the HR department, but you have 2 years of work experience from, other job roles. You can use that to apply. For the PHR level, your tuition is both physical and online. So you're either doing the physical learning at the HR training center right here at East Legon, which is on Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., or you're doing the online option, which is Sundays, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. The beautiful thing about the HR Certification Center is that you can alternate your learning options. Now, the duration for the professional level is 6 months. So you have 6 modules in 6 months. What tuition fee do you need to go through the professional level? It's $1,400 per month for 6 months. $1,400 per month for 6 months. And your exam fee, anytime you're ready to write, is $495 US. Anytime you're ready to write, you pay $495 US. Right. Now let's look at the senior level of the international HR certification. You need either a master's degree plus 2 years work experience or a first degree plus 4 years work experience. So if you have a first degree with 4 years work experience, you qualify for the senior professional level. If you have a master's with 2 years of work experience, you qualify also for the senior professional level. Now let's look at the modules you would go through. 6 modules. Your module number 1 is leadership and strategy. Now the world of work is changing, and it's changing really, really fast. And so for practitioners at the strategic level, you are not just looking at people management, but you are looking at people leadership. And you are not just leading the people in the organization, but you're also leading the business. And so you must understand issues of leadership. And leadership is not force. Leadership is influence. You must position yourself to influence people positively to do what they are supposed to do. So in as much as you're leading with the policy, you're also leading with yourself. And so we will take you through the needed skills that you must build as an HR practitioner when it comes to leadership. And we would also take you through the necessary tools that you must use and the necessary skills that you must build when it comes to strategy. And strategy, we are talking about how you get your what. So people are doing things different. You may be in the same industry, but you are targeting people differently. So if I am XYZ Bank and somebody is ABC Bank, as much as we are all in the banking industry, our targets are totally different. Maybe for one bank, it is commercial. Another person is looking at maybe retail, and a person is looking at more of, investing in entrepreneurs or investing in agribusiness and all of that. Your strategies would be different. So how you get your what is what we look at in module number 1, which is dealing with leadership and strategy. Then in module number 2, we'll be looking at workforce planning. I have explained that already. In module number 3, employee development and engagement. Then module number 4, total rewards. Module 5, employee relations. Then module 6 is labor laws. As much as the modules for senior professional is looking the same as the modules for the professional level, content-wise, totally different. because whilst the facilitator is taking the professional class for tactical and operational issues, the other facilitator in the senior professional class is dealing with issues of policy. So when we are talking about workforce planning, we are looking at how do you build policy on your workforce. So the quality of people you need, their capabilities and all of that, you're building policy that will be passed on to somebody at the tactical level for implementation. All right. So the modules may look the same, but in terms of delivery, totally different. In terms of content, totally different. Now, the tuition for the senior professional in HR is also both physical and online. And so same as the professional class, you're either doing the physical Saturdays 9 a.m. or you're doing the online Sundays 1 p.m. Like I mentioned, you can always alternate. Every weekend, you choose which of the options you want to avail yourself for. The duration for this particular one is also 6 months. So for APHR is 4 months, the PHR is 6 months, then the senior professional is also 6 months. Your tuition fee for the senior professional is $1,600 per month for the 6 months, and your exam fee is $595 if you're doing the senior professional level. Right. Now, away from all of that, we also at the HR Certification Center, beyond the requirement, the modules that you would be examined on, we also take you through special workshops. Like I mentioned, this is the international HR certification. We train you, we build skills for you to be able to work locally and also globally. So the special workshops are focusing on what is needed in our jurisdiction as Ghanaians or in the African sub-region to be able to do the work that we've been employed to do as HR practitioners. And so we take you through 4 special workshops. The first workshop is business finance for HR professionals. The second one is on social securities and pensions management. In Ghana, it is SNIT. Somewhere else it's called something, but the global name or the acceptable name is social security and pensions. Then the workshop number 3 will focus on ethics and integrity management. Then workshop number 4 will be on HR analytics and metrics. Here we talk a bit about technology, not a bit, a lot about technology. We talk a lot about automation. And now we are also introducing how we can use AI as HR practitioners in what we do. So we are talking technology, we are talking data, we are talking metrics, we are talking analysis, and all of that. So these special workshops, you do not pay separately for it. It's already captured in what we do. All right. So that is a special workshop organized by us, free of charge, because you've decided to enroll with our international HR certification. We do this to augment your practice right here in Ghana and the African sub-region. Right. I have been speaking for 40 minutes now. If you have questions, I will be glad to take them. That is why we are here. Please drop your questions in the comment section. Drop your questions in the comment section. As much as we wish we can allow you to unmute yourself to speak, that would be practically impossible at this stage. So we allow you to drop your questions in the chat or in the comment section. And then when it is time for questions, we would respond to them. All right. Now let's look at why you must choose the HR Certification Center for your professional journey. I'm sure you're asking that, okay, there are others, and it is us and the others. So we have, some 6 reasons why you must study with the HR Certification Center. And I'm sure that so far you have reasons. Maybe this will help you to take a decision to enroll for your professional certification with us. And one of the things we offer you as a center is the flexible learning options. We understand that you're busy professionals. Sometimes there are social engagement on Saturdays, some family issues that you cannot run away from. And so, as much as you want to do your certification, you're also looking at social engagement, you're looking at family. So we offer you that flexible learning option. You're either studying on a Saturday or you're studying on a Sunday. And it's so easy with the HR Certification Center. We make it very, very easy so that even if you are online today and the next time you want to move to in-person, you do not lose out on any content that has been delivered during the lectures. We also offer you flexible payment options. The monthly payment is so flexible, and we pray that it fits into your budget so you are able to embark on this professional journey to upskill yourself in the field of HR or people management. Now, right here at the HR Certification Center, we can proudly boast of experienced faculty, all senior certified HR professionals who have gone through the certification themselves, the international HR certification themselves, and have practiced not less than 10 years in the field of HR. We're talking about HR directors, HR managers, we're talking about HR consultants leading you through the certification journey. As I mentioned from the beginning, we also have trained over 4,500 HR practitioners, and this contributes to our strong alumni network. And so once you go through the program and you graduate, you become part of that network, a network of both the employers and also colleagues that you can share your experiences with, colleagues that are positioned to assist you with any challenge at all that you're having in your organization. Okay, I mean, every day there is some sort of discussion on our network platform, and sometimes it's interesting. Some of the discussions are really interesting, bordering on how much people are paying, their officers, and how much people are doing, and some of the errors that are committed in our daily practice as HRs. People, encounter challenges all the time, and the network is positioned to help you go through that. And now our network is focused on HR advocacy. Our network is also focused on continuous learning, and we also focused on, networking, positive networking, just so we can keep our souls alive to, journeying on this path we have chosen. Right. Now, the fourth reason you should choose us is that we give you practical knowledge-based workshops to augment your learning. And I spoke about the 4 areas that we will take you through that you don't have to pay for. All right. We also open you up to multiple mock sessions. Now, you don't just go through the tuition, but we take you through mock sessions. We take you through prep. We take you through tutorials. And then we also organize one-on-one prep towards your exam. So you don't just end at tuition, but after the tuition, we now have dedicated time where we take you through all of this. Now, for us at the HR Certification Center, these you do not pay extra for. Elsewhere, you'll be asked to pay different amounts, aside your tuition fee. But right here at the HR Certification Center, we do it because we value your relationship with us. It is our way of ensuring that you get into the practice and make a mark, you influence the practice. And so we take you through this to help you sit and pass the exam. And then the last thing, we will say it as a statement of pride, is that we have an exceptional pass rate, 84% currently. So anytime we present about 100 candidates, we have 84 of them passing, and some 16 who do not make it at first sitting, but after the first sitting, which is the second attempt, they make it. Sometime in the past, we were at 86. We dropped to about 72, and now we have climbed back to 84. Exceptional pass rate that you can be guaranteed of when you get to study with us. Now, right here on your screen is our College of Facilitators. Like I mentioned, experienced facilitators. We have Dr. Jeff Bassey, leadership and strategy expert, HR consultant as well. We have Yvonne Redu Akpabli, currently an HR director for MSC. We have Stephen Osei Kisi, former regional head for National Labour Commission, Tema Division. We have Ebo Nyamiche Allen Kofi, HR director for GETS. We have Nana Kwabena Yeboah, HR director for GCB Bank. We have Nana Ekuya Edubia Obin, HR practitioner with BOST. We have Courage Jomeku, HR consultant. We have Nina Inkumsa Sapon, a lawyer. She, together with Stephen, would handle module number 6, which is the legal aspect of HR. And then we also have Christabel, currently with GoCrest. Then we have Marta, HR practitioner, currently with Remotelli. So these are our College of Facilitators who handle the certification, the module, the 6 modules for the certification. For our workshops, we get, facilitators from industry because it is practical. So we get, facilitators from industry to come and handle it. So for workshop on pensions, we get somebody from SNIT. Workshop on data, we have somebody who is a data expert or HR analytics expert to come and handle it. So this people will take you through the certifications when you enroll with us. Now, we've been talking about, over 4,500 individuals who have gone through our program. On your screen, we have, a representation of some of the companies that have gone through the certification center. Now, the beautiful thing about these companies is the fact that we have both the private and the public. So as much as we're focusing on the international HR certification, we have people from the government institutions, from public firms who come through, they go through the tuition, they sit the professional exam, and they pass, right? Now here we have, our 2020 certified HR professionals. We have our 2021 certified HR professionals. Then we have 2022 right there, 2023 also right there, then 2024. We are yet to compile the 2025 certified HRs. Like I mentioned, we have, big shots, HR director for from EcoBank, former HR director for EcoBank was there. Former HR director for CalBank was here. And then we have Ghana Gas in there. We have, officers from MTN, officers from ECG. ECG a lot. I'm sure that we've practically taken, all of their HR officers and managers gone through the program. We also have, someone from University of Ghana, the Academic Affairs Directorate right there. A lot of them, both private and public. So if you're on the call and you're wondering that this is the International HR Certification Program, I'm working with a public firm, do I qualify? We've had your colleagues from the public firms who have gone through successfully, sat their exams and made it eventually. And so how do you register? How do you register for the International HR Certification Program? In very simple steps. All you need is 200 Ghana cedis, to register for the International HR Program. And then you can register via our mobile money platforms or through the bank payment. But to make it very simple for you, all you need to do is to send us, hi, my name is Pelpi Tehoda, and I want to register for the program. Then our admissions officers will be on standby. Once they get the message, they will reply with the steps, how you can make the payment and get your registration voucher to be able to apply for the program. Very simple steps. All you need to do is to send us a hi on 0244 122 855. The number again is 0244 122 855. I'm pretty sure that you see that in the chat comment shortly. 0244 122 855. Just send us a hi on WhatsApp. Hi, my name is Tehoda and I want to register for the program. Or hi, my name is Kweku and I want to register for the program. And then our admissions officers will take you through it. Very simple steps to get you signed up. Now, if you have questions, this is the time we answer your questions. If you have any comments, anything you want to seek clarifications for, this is the time. Now, this information session is leading to our cohort number 43. Cohort number 43 is starting 14th June, which is Saturday, 14th June. We are beginning our cohort number 43. What it means is that we have done 42 successful cohort, and this information session is the last one for this cohort. We did the first one, and this is the last one for this particular one. Now, every cohort, we are sure to come your way with information twice within the period. So our cohort number 43 is starting on the 14th of June. And we can't wait to have you as part of that particular cohort. Now, do we have questions?
Yes, we actually have a lot of questions in the comment section.
Okay, we are sure to answer them.
Yes. We have quite a number.
Right.
But before we take the questions, I would like to take a quick word from our sponsors, which is the HR Certification Center. So,
why do 93% of the world's leading multinational companies prefer certified professionals? Because they tend to be committed to higher standards and ethics and maintain an informed intercultural competency. Whether you're seeking to build a career or to upgrade your HR professional career, you need to get trained and certified at the HR Certification Center today. Our experience in training and certifying HR professionals is unparalleled. We're trusted to offer a comprehensive portfolio of advanced professional credentials for the HR professionals worldwide, and today, more than 500,000 HR professionals worldwide in 125 plus countries proudly maintain our credentials as a mark of higher professional distinction. HR Certification Center. Call or WhatsApp today on 0244 122 855.
All right, welcome back, everyone. So thank you very much, Pearl, for a great presentation. I think your slide is very, very, very comprehensive. I think it actually answers a lot of questions, but we still have a few in the comment section, and I would like us to touch on them. So we'll take the first one from Nana Ifwa. So Nana Ifwa is asking, what if I have an HND in human resource management with 4 to 5 years experience? Which one do I start with?
Right, Nana Ifwa, you qualify for the professional in human resources. Professional in human resources. If it's a degree, you only need 2 years of work experience, but because you have HND, you will start from the professional level. So you don't have to do the associate level, but you start from the professional level. But if I would want you, can I go ahead, please?
Yeah, so I was just adding that that's the PHRI.
Yes, that's the PHRI. So Nana Ifwa, if you kindly reach out to our admissions hotline, 0244122855, she would send you the requirement and she would engage with you further. Sometimes we want to understand if you have other experiences beyond HR, then we can put all of that together and advise properly.
Okay. Nana Ifwa, I think, and I would like to believe your question has been answered. So we have the second one from Daniel Courage. Daniel Courage is asking that, do you also give a separate certificate for the workshops?
Oh, beautiful. Courage, Nukunu. Courage, I think you're already a candidate. Or I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong. I think I've seen his name somewhere. Right. So Courage, that's a very good question. What we do here at the HR Certification Center is that once you finish your tuition, which is the 6 month, by the 6 month, you would have gone through the 6 modules, you would have gone through the workshop. So on your internal certificate, we will state all of the 6 modules. We will also state all of the workshops, right? So that is the internal certificate we would give you. Then when you sit the exam and you pass, you earn a certification. So that one, you carry a credential. So you would have an internal certificate that will cover everything. Thank you for bringing this up.
That's a very good question. So another one from Abdullah. Abdullah wants to know, can you enroll onto the SPHRI right after successful completion of the PHRI?
Right. Abdullah, as much as I will say yes, it's both yes and no. So the international certification would deal with your qualification. So if at the time you were enrolling for the PHRI, you had 2 years of work experience, right after it, we need to see whether you have added on some work experience, right? Because for you to go through the senior professional, you need a degree plus 4 years work experience, or a master's plus 2 years work experience. But what we've been doing for our candidates who will do the PHR and want to progress to the senior professional is that we take all of your qualifications academically and work experience, and then we add your current certification, then we submit it to the certification body. So you're likely to go through that one. Abdullah, I would want you to speak with the admissions officer, but of course, what it means is that currently you qualify for the PHRI. So let our focus be on the PHRI. When you finish, then we can add the PHRI to the other qualifications, and then we submit it for you to go through the senior professional.
Very well. So the next one is from Sandra. Sandra is asking that, please, is there a specific period for writing the exam and paying for it?
Right, Sandra, thank you too. We are glad that we're able to bring you this insightful information to help you make a decision. So for the international exam or for the professional exam, once you are done with your 6 months of study, anytime you are ready, so our certifications are not such that you have to be within, maybe exam is only open for June and it's open only in September. No, anytime you are ready, you just speak with us, we process your examination, and then you can sit the exam. So you can study this year, 2025, and want to write the exam in 2026. It is still allowed. You finish this year, you want to write your exam this year, it's still allowed.
Okay.
So anytime you are ready, Sandra, anytime you are ready, that is when you make the examination fee payment, right?
Yes. Okay. So Sandra, I believe your question has been answered. So Richmond is saying that I would like to know about the National Mentorship Program. Okay, so Richmond, I'll actually take this one. So for mentorship, once you've already made the registration and applied for the program, the administrator will reach out to you when the time is due. So just wait. Once you qualify for the program, our admissions officer will reach out to you and then give you the necessary information. All right.
Right. Let me also add on to that, Richmond. So our national mentorship program, for the benefit of others, it's a free program we run in HR for people who are, trying to get into the HR profession. So between 0 to 3 years of work experience, you don't even have any work experience. You're currently studying HR for first degree. You can enroll for the mentorship program, and we do it every quarter. So if you're unable to pass the registration for cohort 13, you can still apply for cohort 14. Every quarter, we do an intake of 250 mentees. So Richmond, if you're unable to make this one, please look out for the next window.
Okay, thank you. So, Pearl, our time is fast spent, but we have quite a number of questions in the comment section right now. So I'll like you to permit me to pick and choose a few of them.
That
and
will be good.
the other
That will be
ones we
good.
will attend to them after the call.
Okay. So
Okay.
for us not to be unfair, let's rather ask, if your question is not attended to on the call, please,
Yeah.
we are still interested in answering all of your questions. So please pick this number, 0244 122 855. Silas, if you can put that again in the comment section, 0244 122 855. Anytime at all, the admissions officer will be glad to attend to you. Right.
Okay, so the number is currently in the comment section for
Right.
all those who need it. Okay, so Abigail is asking, okay, I think she's saying, I have a second degree, but currently in the HR department as a manager, but not at the helm of affairs. Which would you recommend for me? I have the dream of climbing up the ladder of HR.
Okay, so Abigail, you stated you have a second degree. You are currently in the HR department, but you didn't mention the number of years. So we would want to engage with you. I particularly want to speak with Abigail because she has the dream of becoming a policy maker in HR. So Abigail, please reach out on the 0244122855. Let's discuss the number of years of experience you have, and then we can advise where you start from.
Okay. Thank you very much, Pearl. So another one from Samuel. Samuel is saying that, hello, Miss Tehoda. So, so Samuel is actually Mrs. Tehoda, but we'll forgive you today.
I am Miss Tehoda. I am Mrs. Amwamponsa. Don't confuse Samuel.
Okay, so someone wants to know that I am currently reading ATHE Level 6, Extended Diploma in Management Qualification, which is equivalent to a first degree at the Accra Business School. And I want to pursue HR. However, I want to know if I can pursue the SPHRI right away, even though I don't have enough HR knowledge.
Hello, Samuel. Yes,
It's a big
I
one.
like your ambition, and we are glad that you have such an ambition, and we'll be ready to, partner with you to make it happen. But you see, we all start from somewhere, or we must start from somewhere. Before you get into the senior professional class, the requirement actually is to help you appreciate what is being taught in the senior professional class, right? If you've not practiced HR before and you don't have, enough education in HR, you'll be totally lost. So if you're currently studying for a degree and you don't have any work experience in HR, you start from the associate professional level. Then you can progress. If you have more work experience, you can progress to PHR, and then you can finally get to the senior professional if you so wish. Otherwise, with an APHRI and your degree, you can practice as long as you want to, right? So that would be my answer. But we are interested in partnering with you to, make that ambition come through.
Exactly. So Samuel, you can still reach out to us on 0244 122 855 for further information. And so
I'm sure
I
we
think
can
we'll
only
just
do
take,
about two more because
yes,
our
we'll
time.
just take the last two questions and then so Sandra is asking, I would like to find out if one can apply for the PHRI if you have a master's degree, but you are trying to transition into HR.
So, Sandra, master's degree, if you have 2 years of work experience, or you are to apply for PHRI. Okay, yes. So, yes,
So, yes, so he
if you
doesn't
have a
actually
master's
state.
degree,
Yeah, she doesn't actually state if the master's is in HR or not.
yeah. So once she has an HR and she has other work experience, because she says she's trying to transition into HR. So if you have other work experience, it can be in admin, it can be in operations, it can be in marketing, it can be in projects. Just speak with us. There is a certification for you, right?
Okay, thank you very much. So many questions. So we just take the last one. John is asking, does the certification have expiry dates? Let me project that question.
Right.
And would you be enrolled in the professional body of HR managers? I think it's a very good question.
Yes. So,
Yes.
John, yes, every certification, not just the HR, there is an expiry. I think now it's been standardized to 3 years for every certification. I know projects used to be either 5 or one of them used to be 5 years, but everybody has standardized it now to 3 years. So after 3 years of holding the certification, you need a renewal. So let's say, for example, you hold a driver's license or you hold a passport. It's valid until the expiry date, right? So after 3 years, you have to go and do renewal. And renewal is what we call the recertification. I mentioned I was going to speak about recertification. So the recertification, you just need to, upgrade your knowledge, upskill your knowledge. So you possibly would want to do some workshops, some webinars, some extended knowledge beyond what you currently know, and you can use it for the recertification. And yes, once you graduate from the tuition, you become a member of the Association of Certified HRs. Association of Certified HR. That is a professional body of HR managers. So yes, John.
Right. Thank you very much. So I believe, John, your question has been answered and answered very, very well. And I'll say that this brings us to the end of this insightful discussion. Thank you very much for staying with us for the past hour and 12 minutes. You have been a very good audience. And we would still like to hear from you. So there's a number ruling at the bottom of the screen. You can pick the number and then reach out to our admissions officer. And every question you have will be answered accordingly. We apologize for not being able to answer every question in the comment section, but our lines are always open and we are ready and willing to answer them when you reach out to us. Thank you very, very much, Pearl. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, Silas, before we let them go, we are not only selling HR certification, we are also interested in, people learning to become better people managers. So you want to follow us on our social media handles, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, X, TikTok, YouTube, HR Certification Center. You get to enjoy our free webinars, either in issues of leadership, issues of strategy, issues of people management. We also get to understand the labor law because we do the free Q&A on labor laws and all of that. A lot of free programs that you can benefit from. So follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, HR Certification Center. Once you type it in, you would find us. You would want to follow us so you don't miss out on any of our free programs.
Yes, thank you very much, Pearl. And just to add to that, we have an upcoming webinar, which is very, very free this Thursday. So just as Pearl rightly said, follow us on all our socials and enjoy these free webinars to be able to upskill in whatever industry you find yourself in. Thank you very, very much for being with us, and you have been a great audience. Pearl?
Right, Silas. So I would want to say a thank you to everybody for making the time to join us. We do not take it for granted at all. We would like to connect with you beyond this. We would want to, be a partner to your professional growth. Thank you once again. My name is Tehoda, and I'm the Executive Director for the HR Certification Center. I have been doing this with my colleague, Silas. Silas Appiah is our digital marketing manager. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It's bye for now.
Why do 93% of the world's leading multinational companies prefer certified professionals? Because they tend to be committed to higher standards and ethics and maintain an informed intercultural competency. Whether you're seeking to build a career or to upgrade your HR professional career, you need to get trained and certified at the HR Certification Center today. Our experience in training and certifying HR professionals is unparalleled. We're trusted to offer a comprehensive portfolio of advanced professional credentials for the HR professionals worldwide, and today, more than 500,000 HR professionals worldwide in 125 plus countries proudly maintain our credentials as a mark of higher professional distinction. HR Certification Center. Call or WhatsApp today on 0244 122 855.